I'm very excited to be here. Thank you, David, Samantha, Eileen, everybody. Thank you all for coming. Okay, the people way in the back.
Yeah, hello.
Hi. So, I'm just gonna do a quick check. Can you hear my voice at this level?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. That's the only level I needed to check, okay? So, thank you for all this water. I'm very thirsty. I'm so happy with my new book. I love my new book. And it's called A Beautiful Marsupial Afternoon. And it's somatic exercises, rituals that I create that I then put myself through. And while I'm doing it, I then take notes, and then the notes get shaped into poems. And I'm just going to start. I'm going to read the first one in the book. The first one in the book is for Emily Dickinson. I really wanted the book to open up with this one about Emily Dickinson. I love Emily Dickinson so much. All my life I've been so annoyed by this idea that Emily Dickinson is this timid, wilting lily behind the curtains writing her poems. And then whenever anybody says it, I ask them, I said, do you ever think about the fact that centuries of poetry walked up to her door? And then she said, I don't really like what you guys have been doing, literally guys. And she created something brand new that the tools of which we still use today. So Emily Dickinson, she's the real thing. So I'm going to read the exercise and then the poem. And the exercise is titled Anoint Thyself. And I dedicate it to my friends John Coletti and Jess Myles. Visit the home of a deceased poet you admire and bring some natural thing back with you. I went to Emily Dickinson's house the day after a reading event with my friend Susie Timmons. I scraped dirt from the foot of huge trees in the backyard into a little pond. We then drove into the woods where we found miniature pears, apples, and cherries to eat. I meditated in the arms of an oak tree with a pot of Emily's dirt, waking to the flutter of a red cardinal on a branch a foot or so from my face, staring, showing me his little tongue. When I returned to Philadelphia, I didn't shower for 3 days, then rubbed Emily's dirt all over my body, kneaded her rich Massachusetts soil deeply into my flesh, then put on my clothes and went out into the world. Every once in a while, I stuck my nose inside the neck of my shirt to inhale her delicious, sweet earth covering me. I felt re-virginized through the ceremony of my senses. I could feel her power tell me these are the ways to walk and speak and shift each glance and the total concentration for maximum usage of our little allotment of time on a planet. Lose and waste no more time, poet. Lose and waste no more time, she said to me as I took note after note on the world around me for the poem. So this is the resulting poem from, so the exercises in the book are on black paper and then the poem is on white. And this is titled, Emily Dickinson Came to Earth and Then She Left. Your sweaty party dress and my sweaty party dress lasted a few minutes until the tomato was gone. Someday they will disambiguate you, but not while I'm around. Our species won, Emily, we won. It feels so good to be winning. The flame of victory, pass it around, it never goes out. Dinosaurs ruled Massachusetts. Dinosaurs fucking and laying eggs in Amherst, Boston, Mount Holyoke. Then you appeared, High Priestess, pulling it out of the goddamn garden with both hands. You, Emily, remembered the first time comprehending a struck match can spread a flame. It feels good to win this, fair and square. Protest my assessment all you want, but not needing to dream is like not needing to see the world awaken to itself. Indestructible epiphanies consume the path. And just because you're having fun doesn't mean you're not going to die. Recrimination is a fruit to defy with unexpected appetite. I will be your outsider if that's how you need me. Electric companies' stupid, threatening letters cannot affect a poet who has faced death. So, here's that one. So I have this very brief story to tell about this one that's kind of exciting, for me, the story. This next piece, the exercise involves, this one's not as much fun as the last exercise did, because you're supposed to revisit trauma that you've experienced in your life. And you do it by inducing trance through Philip Glass, the music of Philip Glass. And my friend, the poet Philip Marinovich, and I were in New York to hear Anne Waldman read at the Poetry Project, and afterwards we went to this place down the street called Vasilka for pierogies. And he said to me, he said, you know, do you have that poem with you that you were telling me about on the phone yesterday using Glass's music? And I was going to read it the next night in Brooklyn at a reading. So I showed it to him, and while he's reading it, Philip Glass sits down at the table right next to where we're sitting. And he says, oh my God, you have to go over there and give it to him. And I said, yeah. And I was being completely retarded for a minute. I said, but I want to read this tomorrow night. He said, just read another poem, you know, just give this to me. You know what I mean? So I did. I went over and I said, Mr. Glass, you know, he said, oh, you know, call me Philip. But then I said, I have this poem for you that I used your music for. And he said, did you know I was going to be here? He was a little paranoid. And then I said, well, my friend Philip and I were just down the street at the Poetry Project seeing Anne Waldman. He said, oh, I love Anne Waldman. I love the Poetry Project. So that broke the ice. And then he read it, and he came over and said he liked it. And he put his hands on my shoulder, and this headache that I had just vanished. I thought maybe it was like an adrenaline thing or something. It never came back. So. Anyway, that has nothing to do with the exercise. So the exercise titled Double Shelter, and I dedicate it to Joshua Beckman. It was his apartment. There are two places, your own home and then a home far away that you're visiting, that you do this exercise with, and it was his home. Quote, thriving requires more than just survival, unquote, from Erica Kaufman. If you're preparing to visit someone far away, first spend time studying everyday structures of your own apartment. Where and how does the light hit walls? Press your ear to the refrigerator. Taste the water with small sips, eyes open, eyes closed,